When it comes to Di2, the number one thing that people tend to worry about is the battery. And indeed, there seems to be a lot of myths built up around it. But hopefully today, I'll be clearing up all of those myths once and for all. Like anything that runs on batteries, one of the first things that people will ask is how long will that battery last? Now, as far as Di2 is concerned, we've heard many things. 1,000 miles, 1,500 miles, 2,000 miles. And in fact, I'm guilty of that myself. I often claim that Di2 battery will last 1,500 miles. But if you think about it, the Di2 battery is used to kind of put the charge in the system and then, more importantly, power the motors when they move. So I think it's probably more accurate to say that the Di2 battery will last a certain amount of gear changes. If you think about it, if you were to ride 1,500 miles on a freshly charged battery and not make a single gear change, then you've not put any strain or any draw on that battery at all, and that battery should be still fully charged. So in my opinion, I would say that the Di2 battery will last approximately 10,000 gear changes. So obviously, the more gear changes you make, the quicker you're going to get through that 10,000 gear changes, and the quicker you're going to drain that Di2 battery. The next question people tend to ask is how often should they charge their Di2 battery? Well, as I've just said, the battery should last approximately 10,000 gear changes, and how quickly you get through that depends on you and your style of riding. For example, if you live in a flat area, you probably won't be making many gear changes, so your battery will last a fair while. But if you live in a hilly area and you're making lots of gear changes, then that battery won't last quite as long. To give you some idea, the pros will charge their Di2 batteries probably once or twice a season, and I personally will charge mine once a month, but that's only because I'm a little bit overcautious. This leads me on to what happens when the battery goes flat. Now, we've all heard horror stories about people being stuck in one gear and having to ride extraordinary distances to get home, but this doesn't have to happen. As the battery starts to go flat, it will give you a warning. Essentially, it won't let you use the front derailleur, but you can use all of the gears on the rear one. When the battery is completely flat though, then yes, you are stuck in one gear, but this is so easy to avoid with regular charging. If you're in any doubt about how much life is left in your battery, you can always check it by simultaneously holding down the two right-hand shifter buttons and looking at the control box. A solid green light indicates a full charge, a flashing green light indicates 50%, a flashing red light indicates 25%, and a solid red light means the battery is pretty much flat and you should charge it immediately. So how do you actually charge your Di2 battery? Well, you have to use the charger that should have been supplied when you bought your bike. And for me, I bought my bike in 2014 and I have one of the older systems, so I have an external battery and quite a bulky charger. I just take the battery off my bike, plug it into the charger for an hour and a half, wait for the light to go green, and then I know it's all charged and ready to go. But for the newer systems with the internal battery, I think it's a question of just plugging the USB lead in, waiting again probably an hour and a half, and you should be good to go. So there we go. Hopefully that's the mystery surrounding Di2 batteries all cleared up. Thanks for watching.